Okay, so you know your way around Tears of Themis now, and you've got your cards and decks ready. But you're wondering, how the heck do these debates work anyway? Don't worry, I gotcha. Debates are the main mechanic of the game. You'll run into them everywhere. In the main story, in the events, in fieldwork, in study, everywhere. Debating is just what you do in this game. You're a lawyer, of course it is. Thankfully, debating is pretty simple once you've got the hang of it. Every opponent that you'll have to debate will show you 1. What their main attribute is, 2. What the recommended power level is to defeat them, and 3. How much AP participating in that debate is going to cost you. Their main attribute will always be one of 4: logic, empathy, intuition, or neutral. I've talked about the first 3, but the 4th is new. However, it's very self-explanatory. All the other attributes have a color and shape associated with them, and work in a rock, paper, scissors arrangement, which you can see here. Logic is strong against empathy, which is strong against intuition, which is strong against logic. Blue, red, green. Neutral is neutral. No strengths, no weaknesses. Now, if you want to play it smart, you should plan to use cards that are going to be strong against your opponent. However, just because an opponent has one main attribute doesn't mean they will only use arguments with that attribute. Here, you see that this opponent's main attribute is logic, and their power level is 85,000-ish. So, we'll want to make sure that we have lots of intuition cards to use against them. I'll use my intuition deck, which has a power of 148,000-ish, to debate them. As you can see, the opponent's main attribute was logic, but they're using arguments that have other attributes. My cards have been dealt out along the bottom here, and there are a couple of handy features that we can use to help us out. If you know your deck is above the recommended power level for the opponent, you can just tap here to toggle the auto debate, and the game will play out the debate for you. Tapping here will toggle the speed of the debate, so you can adjust that as you like. If your deck is not at or above the recommended power level for the debate, then you might still be able to win by debating manually. When debating manually, you can change the targeted argument just by tapping on it. There's only one here, but I'll show you later on in the video. When you're debating, you'll be able to see a card's primary skill by looking in the lower right corner of the image. They're not all that difficult to figure out, and you should become more familiar with them over time. That one, for example, gives a boost to the power of your subsequent cards, while this one increases your defense. You can see all your active buffs and skills here, above your HP bar. If you're really struggling with a particular debate, you should make note of card skills and try to stack them as much as you can. This one here has a skill that will increase the effectiveness of this particular attribute. So when you play it, you should try to play cards with that attribute right afterwards to take advantage of the buff. Of course, you're still somewhat at the mercy of RNG, since your cards are dealt out randomly. Okay, we've won this debate. Let's try another one. Here is an opponent with a neutral attribute. Just like opponents with a colored attribute, they might also use arguments with other attributes than their main one. So, like I said before, you can tap on an argument while in manual mode to target that one specifically. But I'm just going to let the game play it for me. And that's it for debates in Tears of Themis. Good luck out there, attorneys.